Hello aspirants, welcome to Vishnu IAS Academy. Today's video about the chapter 12 Buildings, Paintings and Books. So this is the last chapter of class 6 NCERT, History NCERT. So we will study from stupas. Stupas are the skills of our craftspersons. We can see in many buildings there are many skills of our craftspersons. The word stupa means a mound, while there are several kinds of stupas, round, tall, big, small, with certain common features. And also there is a small box placed at the center, which is the heart of the stupa, and it contains the bodily remains such as teeth, bone, ashes. Also, those are of Buddha or his followers, and also precious stones and coins. This box, known as relic casket, was covered with earth, and later a layer of mud brick or baked brick was added on the top of this relic casket. And then the dome-like structure was sometimes covered with carved stone slabs. Often a path known as Pradakshina Patha was laid around the stupa. This was surrounded with railings. Entrance to the path was through gateways. Devotees walked around the stupa in clockwise direction as a mark of devotion. Both railings and gateways were often decorated with sculptures. These are just the common things we can just imagine and we can recollect by knowing the name itself. Other buildings were hollowed out of rock to make artificial caves. Some of these were very elaborately decorated with sculptures and painted walls. Hindu temples. The most important part of temple was the room known as Garbhagriha. In this place, the image of the chief deity was placed. It was here that priests performed religious rituals and devotees offered worship to the deity. Often, as at Bithargaon, a tower known as the Shikhara was built on the top of Garbhagriha to mark this out as a sacred place. So, Shikhara is used to mark that place is a sacred place. Building Shikharas required careful planning. Most temples also had a space known as Mantapa. It was a hall where people could assemble. So these are explained in a simple words. We all can understand this about the stupas and Hindu temples. Next is stupas and temple built. For good stupas and temple building, good quality stone had to be found, quarried and transported to the place that was often carefully chosen for the new building. Here, these rough blocks of stones had to be shaped and carved into pillars and panels for walls, floors, ceilings. And then these had to be placed in precisely the right position. So these are telling about the building of temple. How the stones should be carved in a particular or precise measurement and the right position. Kings and queens probably spent money from their treasury to pay the craftspersons who worked to build these splendid structures. When devotees came to visit the temple or the stupa, they often brought gifts which were used to decorate the buildings. Some who paid for decorations were merchants, farmers, garland makers, perfumers, and smiths, and hundreds of men and women who are known only by their names, which were inscribed on pillars, railings, and walls. Next, paintings. Most of the Achanta caves have good paintings and these Buddhist monasteries. Next, we will see about books. Some of the best known epics were written during this period. Epics are grand, long compositions about heroic men and women, include stories about gods. A famous Tamil epic known as Silappatikaram, composed by a poet named Ilango around 1800 years ago. This portion is very important. Another Tamil epic, the Manimegalai, was composed by Satanar around 1400 years ago. So there are two books in Tamil epics. One is Silappatikaram by Ilango about or around 1800 years ago. Next is Manimegalai by Satanar around 1400 years ago. This describes the story of the daughter of Kovalan and Madhavi. These beautiful compositions were lost to scholars for many centuries till their manuscripts were rediscovered about 100 years ago. Other writers such as Kalidasa, etc. About these paintings, books, all these are described in the ancient history by R.S. Sharma. We can check that also later. Old stories, various books had been written. Puranas. Purana literally mean old. The Puranas contain stories about gods and goddesses such as Vishnu, Shiva, Durga or Parvati. They also contain details on how they were to be worshipped. Besides, there are accounts about the creation of the world and about kings. The Puranas were written in simple Sanskrit words and were meant to be heard by everybody, including women and Shudras who were not allowed to study the Vedas. They were probably recited in temples by priests and people came to listen to them. Two Sanskrit epics are, of course, everybody know that Mahabharata and Ramayana had been popular for a very long time. The Mahabharata is about a war fought between Kauravas and Pandavas who were cousins. This was a war to gain control of the throne of Kurus and their capital Hastinapur. The story itself was an old one but was written down in the form in which we know today, about 1500 years ago. Both the Puranas and Mahabharata are supposed to have been compiled by Vyasa. The Ramayana is about Rama, a prince of Kosala who was sent into exile with his wife Sita, and his wife Sita was abducted by the king of Lanka, Ravana, and Rama had to fight a battle to get her back and won and return to Ayodhya, the capital of Kosala, after his victory. Stories told by ordinary people are Jataka stories. And we will see about the books based on science. We all know that Aryabhatiyam was written by Aryabhatta, a mathematician and astronomer. He developed a scientific explanation for eclipses as well and also found a way of calculating the circumference of a circle which is nearly as accurate as the formula we use today. And this is the end of this chapter. In next video, we will start from the 7th class NCERT, our past 2. These are the chapter and chapter name. I'm just giving an introduction. There are 10 chapters. We will see each chapter in each video. Thank you.